up, everybody? Doing well? Yeah? Everybody recently has been coming up to me and asking me if I use really expensive blush. They'll come up to me and they'll be like, oh my God, you're so pale, but your cheeks are so rosy. And they're always really shocked when I tell them, actually, no, I just took a huge shit. Sometimes, if I don't want to embarrass them, I'll say, yeah, I use a brand called Trouble Flushing by MAC. I used to be really self-conscious about my pale skin, guys. I embrace it now because it's a big money saver, you know? I push hard enough and I'm rosier than the fucking Riveter up here, okay? Poop jokes. I've been really emotional in public recently. I've been crying a lot. Sometimes when I cry in public, I don't wipe away my tears because I want people to know that I'm in pain. But also because I think it makes me more castable, you know? Like it's New York City. Like if you think about it, there are probably like 2 casting directors per subway car, right? So I figure it's a way to show them my range, right? But recently I've gotten like really competitive with other people doing inappropriate things in public, right? Like the other day I saw some guy just pissing in the middle of a subway car. And I thought, well, that's real commitment. I mean, clearly he'd get the part over me, you know? Or some guy was puking the other night and I thought, well shit, I can't compete with that. I shed a couple tears, he is shedding his whole meal right now. You know? Thinking this way has gotten me, like it has a couple downsides though. For example, I have not been able to get in a good street sob recently. Every time I start to cry in the middle of the street, it's stifled by the thought like, this would be such a good scene in a movie, you know? And then my mind is like, it's on who do I want to direct, you know? Who do I want as DP? What do I want the lighting to be like, you know? Street sob is ruined. It's over. It's rough, guys. It's really rough. I am a gay lady. Shout outs. Great. Glad you're so enthusiastic over there. I was not aware of this until I got to college, though apparently everybody else was. Yeah. My dad was like, yeah, honey, I knew. But when I officially came out to my mom my sophomore year of college, I said to her, Mom, I'm a lesbian. She said, Olivia, of course you are. And I was like, really? How'd you know? And she said, Olivia, I slept with a lesbian once in college and you walk just like her. Yeah, thanks, Mom. Hey, my mom's she's very funny. She writes a lot of funny Facebook statuses. She hasn't moved on to Twitter yet. But my personal favorite was when she thought that LMFAO stood for Let Me Face Another Obstacle. That was a real gem. We're really close, my mom and I are. And it was pretty difficult for my stepmom when she first came into the picture. I would write these notes that I would stick to her back in her pillowcase that said, "You're not my mother." And then she would slip notes into my lunchbox that said, "Thank God." So it was a pretty even playing field there. We get along great now, though. We do. I was just in California for the holidays. I was in Los Angeles with my stepmom and my stepdad. And, I got back from the holidays and I noticed my stomach was looking a little bit rounder. And naturally my first thought was, I'm pregnant. Which you might be thinking is a little strange, number one, because most people do gain a little bit of weight over the holidays, but number one, because I'm a huge lesbian. Both of those are true. But nonetheless, I was convinced I was with child. And when I told my friends this, they said, well, Olivia, have you had sex with a man recently? And I said, no. And they said, okay, well, have you somehow found yourself in the immediate vicinity of active sperm? And I said, no. No, but still, I was convinced that I was pregnant. And in retrospect, thinking about that, what strikes me is like the arrogance of the whole thing. You know, the thought that like, if sperm were to make its way up anyone's vagina, it would probably be mine, you know? Or like, if anyone could immaculately conceive, that would be me, you know? Like, I'm that special. But nonetheless, I did go to Duane Reade. I bought 2 pregnancy tests. And I was honestly kind of excited, right? I was kind of like, well, this is kind of fun. Like, I was kind of looking forward to those looks of like judgment, you know, or at least curiosity. Like when I got up to the counter, nothing. I got nothing. I think they took one look at my outfit and they were like, there's no way this chick has ever slept with a man before. No way, no way. I do have OCD. I don't like to talk about it a lot though, because OCD has become a very hip disorder to have. It's very trendy these days. It'll come up in conversation that I have it, whoever I'm talking to will be like, oh my God, me too. Like, whenever I walk home from work, I have to stop at Juice Generation. It is super obsessive. Or like, yes, me too. Like, I do my laundry at least once every 2 weeks. It's crazy OCD. And you know, at that point, then I don't really want to say, you know, like, well, I used to watch my dad sleep at night so I could count his breaths per minute, you know? Or sometimes I wipe my ass till it bleeds. Because that's not hip, that's scary, you know? That's scary. That's dark. You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you so much. I'm Olivia Levine. Thank you.
Keep it going, Olivia, everybody!